I took 90 days to find balance in my life, and I captured these moments so hopefully you could be inspired to soul blaze your life. How are you guys? I'm supposed to slouch and put my gut out. Hi everybody, I'm a soul blazer. I'm here to help your life. Just listen to me. Everything you want will be presented to you in a way that you could accept it. So, first of all, how many people here know what soul blazing is? Okay, so soul blazing kind of came up. I was thinking about it. It really started when I was a child because I went to a lot of funerals. When you're Middle Eastern, you go to a lot of funerals, baptisms, weddings. At funerals, they hire someone called an adaya. That's what it is in Aramaic. When the family members are there crying, mourning for the one that passed away, they start criticizing them like, oh, why are you crying? You didn't ever visit your father when last 2 weeks of his life. What are you doing? You're a horrible child. What are you doing? I'd be sitting there horrified as a kid going, what are they doing? And the people, they pass out tissue and everyone's crying. And I'm like, oh my God, this is terrible. But I think something sat with me because they cried so much and then they're hugging each other afterwards and they're hugging this adaya. And I'm like, okay, what's that about? And as I grew up, I realized it's grief. When you hold in grief, it affects you your whole life. You have to release, you have to forgive people, you have to move on with your life. But if you don't ever settle those things within, it permeates in everything you do. When I was in school, getting my master's, they were telling us these are different ways to sit there and talk to people. And just talking, using your mind, I don't think ever really works so well. You could see people understand logically, but not get it in their body, not get it in their soul. And I'm all about the soul because I think we're spiritual beings having a human experience. So, I thought, how can you reach their soul? And how do you develop soul muscles? Because in life, you don't see things as they are. You see things as you are. And you project that onto somebody else. So anyone in the room could say something, and whatever you guys are thinking about me, positive or negative, go inside and say, where is that a reflection of me? Because it's just a projection, of whatever your insecurity is. So I started looking at people and going, what are the different characters that people play? When you start seeing, hundreds of people, you start seeing patterns. And I noticed that there was the overthinker, there's the narcissist, there's the wounded inner child, there's the clown, there's the philosopher, counselor, all these different characters that reside in your head. So those are imposters. Do you know where they come from? Yeah, your parents. Yep. Your friends, the people who abused you or hurt you. Yeah, so they're the most dysfunctional people in your life that you stored in your brain from all these scars that you've had, and they're in your head making decisions for you. They're telling you how to think, what to do, and that's why sometimes your life doesn't work for you, because they're making the decisions. So I thought, wow, why don't I shift that and let your authentic soul make the decisions for you so you can make smart decisions? Does anyone know people who are chronically in pain? There are people that are always suffering. They never can make money. They are always, oh my God, rescue me, help me. You can't rescue people, but you could only love them. Because when you rescue them, they just follow the same pattern. It doesn't help. And they have to get to the point where what Anais Nin says, where the risk to remain the way you are was more painful than it took to blossom. So when I do soul blazing, I'm working with people. They're saying, God, I could never get this job. Like one guy came to me from New York. He saw a therapist for 10 years every week. He had just moved to LA and someone recommended me. And he said, I've been a casting director for about 8 years and all I want to do is direct, and I want to direct a documentary. I'm like, well, why can't you do that? He was a good looking guy in his early 30s. He seemed charming, successful, smart. And I said, what's holding you back? He said, I don't know. Anytime I try to go for something, something sabotages the situation. So I said, okay. So I sat down, and I'll sit down right now to rest my back, but shh, don't tell anyone. That's fine. So he sat down, and I said, stand up. And I said, turn around. And this was in West Hollywood, by the way, LA. So he turned around, and I said, tell me you're gay. And then he's like, I'm not gay. I go, I know you're not. Just turn around and tell me you're gay. So he turned around and said, I'm gay. And I said, turn around back. And I said, tell me again. He said, okay, this is weird. I said, tell me you're gay. He said, I'm gay. And I said, turn around. I said, tell me again, you're gay. And then he turned around. And then I sort of channeled his mother and I channeled his father of how I felt they would react to him. And then he turned around and I said, tell me you're gay again. He started crying and said, Lisa, I'm gay. And I just said, for real? And then he's like, yes, because I was shocked because I was just taking a chance or doing something to shake him up, get him out of his mindset of, I can't succeed or what's wrong with me. And so we started to have a conversation about that. And I said, how can you be in the closet when you're in West Hollywood, which everyone in West Hollywood is gay? I'm like, what are you hiding from? He said he would leave an hour after work to go be with someone and come back so nobody would know. So be in a completely different neighborhood. So when you have that kind of self-hatred, self-loathing, and denial, how can you connect? How can you have an authentic conversation with someone? So everyone was picking up on his energy of, something's wrong with him. I can't put my finger on it, but I don't trust him, even though he had all the attributes. So I said, this is what you're going to do, because he was going on tour. And he was going to 6 different cities across America. So I said, you're going to put a flyer in all the gay clubs of the cities you're going to. You're going to set it up. And when you're there, you're going to interview people about how they became gay, how they came out of the closet. So he did that. And then he did himself last. And then he did a documentary on it. And it just opened him up. And he became a documentary director. And his whole life changed. So what I did is I saw something in him and I said, I'm not sure if this is what it is, but it's something super shameful, because in order to not connect to people, you must have some secret inside. So I just said that since we were in West Hollywood as an example. But when you have that, your life just can't work. How many people feel like you've been playing small and not even pushing yourself? And look at the reason why. You're afraid of what someone's going to say, how people are going to treat you. You're afraid of fame because you might not be treated properly, you might be judged, and you want it because you want to be loved, and you want to put your message out in the world, you want to help people, but you're afraid. What if, what if, what if? So I wanted to do like a little who, what, and where. Is there any actors in the room? Anyone who wants to do a little improv? Overthinker, narcissist, wounded inner child. Then we're going to switch. Why don't we do something, since there's a lot of real estate, why don't we say you guys are like investors and you're the one selling a property?
I'm selling the property.
Yeah, and these are both investors that want the property.
Okay.
And then you just play the character. You guys are here to see her to get the property, but you're staying in your character.
Right.
For example, I'm Lisa Haisha. I'm a soul blazer. I'm the best therapist there is. I'm the best life coach. You're not going to get anyone better. You could waste your time and money with everyone else, but I'm the best. And if you don't believe it, there's something wrong with you, because you're scared. You live in fear. Are you going to really be a loser your whole life? I'm the smartest person in this room. I have a degree in psychology. I've traveled the fucking world. What have you guys done? Anything? That's my point, okay? Hi. Is it okay to go now, Kyle? Is it my turn? Hi, I'm Lisa Haisha. I'm really happy to be here. I'm a soul blazer, and I'm here to I'm here to talk about soul blazing, because I really, I really want to help your lives. I've got, I created this technique of the imposters, and sorry, I don't know why I'm shaking, but you guys will like it. Okay, that's kind of the wounded inner child. You're really not good enough, you're insecure, you're scared. Then the overthinker. Hi everyone, today I'm going to speak about God, there's so many things I want to talk to you about. There's soul blazing, but there's, God, I want to teach you about finance, and I want to teach you about, how to have love in your life and all these things. But first I want to tell you about, when I was a child, what happened to me, so it's like that. It's all over the place. You're not sure who you are. So these guys are going to demonstrate each of those in this skit.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Really glad to be here.
And be over the top. Be like an 8 or 10 of the
Okay,
character.
Let me just say this. I'm kind of little bit sorry that you guys came today because I was gonna have the lawn really nicely done, but you know.
Let's say, I know there's a lot to do for me today, so I spent time just planning for this, so I need to, I need to get on this, please. I have a lot, my phone's on hold, just.
It really is great.
I get it. Can we?
At least do you have numbers?
I'd already just closed the deal. You want it? Who cares about him?
You want numbers? I thought
So
it was
that's how cool. I say, but I need you to get there. Please.
I thought we were gonna have another. Just.
There's no time for this. We planned this already at the beginning. You said come at 4
I
3
know
o'clock
my
to be here.
husband does this.
But
And
you have to see here. So I need to be planning on this.
Do you have the details? Anything that you can?
So the details right now, please. You don't know.
Okay, switch.
Just a second.
No, but I have a question.
This is the best property that you will see.
I know, but I
honestly,
to buy it. I need to know
honestly,
more.
seriously, I don't have time for this because this is the hottest property. Everybody wants it. I have a list.
Excuse me.
So-
I'm gonna buy it. I need to know more. I need to know more. So I have some questions.
I want to wait a second.
No, it's good. It's great.
Do you even have the money? Do you have?
Yes,
Switch.
Hey, where's the deal?
Oh,
Where's
wait
the
a second.
Is it in
I was
Texas?
trying to ask you something.
I thought it was in Phoenix.
Well, no,
But you're telling me it's in Texas.
Okay,
Where is the deal?
Okay, wait, the
No
hottest
one's
property.
listening to me.
Okay, and that's what life is. You get to go in and play. Am I going to win or am I going to lose? Because life expands or shrinks depending on your courageous behavior, your thoughts, your actions. So whatever it is, wow, how do you get a life like that? Well, I decided to expand and take risks and step into that role. And everyone can do that. Or you could shrink, and we always sometimes shrink when we don't want to, and we go, wait, why isn't life working? It's because we shrunk again, because something happened, we were triggered, someone said something to us, who do you think you are, or whatever it is. So you shrink again and retreat. But it's always up to you.